Clients rarely come in and say, "We have chaos." It usually sounds very different. For example, you hear things like, "Everything is a bit customized," or "If we have complex pricing," or "We're still doing this manually." And at that point, you already start to understand what's really behind it. In practice, the picture we uncover during the requirement gathering phase tends to be quite similar across clients, and that's completely normal. There is often a lack of process transparency, heavy dependency on specific people, and little to no documentation. And that's where things start to get really interesting. For example, one employee might calculate something in Excel, another does it in their head, and the same deals end up being calculated differently. This is not rare at all. It happens more often than you'd think. On top of that, you often find uncontrolled discounts, missing approval processes, and as a result, a general lack of transparency across the board. There is also a very human side to all of this. The team often worries, will we be heard? Will things be done the right way? And the business is thinking, will this even pay off? How will this connect with our CRM or ERP? Everything starts to feel unpredictable. And almost every client at this stage thinks they probably have the most complex case out there. But in reality, every client is unique. And almost everyone is slightly worried that we might not be able to handle their level of complexity. That's something we know very well how to work with. We sit down with the client and begin breaking down how things actually work. We run a series of workshops where we go through the current process step by step, ask a lot of questions, and importantly, also ask questions that can help the client look at their own process from a completely new angle. This matters a lot because very often clients themselves are seeing their processes end-to-end for the first time during these sessions. Then we start structuring and visualizing everything. Process diagrams, architectural diagrams, visual examples. And there is another important point here. We co-design the future together with the client. We explore even the boldest ideas, because often that's exactly where the best solutions come from. Our goal is never just to implement a request. We propose a solution that is user-friendly, clear, and works reliably and efficiently in practice. In a way, we guide the client through the entire journey, and a business analyst becomes the person you can come to with any question and get a real, grounded answer. The primary responsibility of business analyst is to make sure the business needs are properly covered. To do that, we analyze the current system, gather requirements for the future one, and document everything thoroughly. But then comes the really important stage. We don't just write requirements and start building. First, we go back to the client and show them, this is how it will look, this is how it will work. We discuss it together, gather feedback, make adjustments, and only after that, we move into development. Then we run regular demo sessions through the process, and this is where a lot of the real value happens. We take the implemented functionality and, together with the client, we review the requirements, see how everything works in the system, and ask directly, is it the actual what you need or not? And if not, we adjust. On top of that, the client always tests the system themselves. And this is very important, because user experience simply cannot be validated on paper alone. In the end, we have several control points built into the process that makes sure we are truly building what the business needs. So we work with different types of projects: greenfield, brownfield, rollout, and upgrade. Greenfield means you are building a house from scratch. Brownfield means you already have a house and you are rebuilding or extending it. A rollout means you take a proven house design and build the same one in different locations. And an upgrade means you are not rebuilding anything, you are simply improving what's already there. So if we stay with the house analogy, greenfield is when there is nothing there yet. Maybe the company has no existing system, everything is done in Excel, and processes aren't automated at all. At some point, it becomes clear that it's easier to build something new than to keep patching what's broken. It's a bit like building a modern, smart home instead of endlessly repairing an old one. Brownfield is when the house already exists, but it's not working well. The system is running, there are existing processes and integration, but everything is slow, inconvenient, or inflexible. In that case, we don't demolish the house, but renovate it. Add new floors, reinforce the structure. We improve what already exists without breaking the foundation. A rollout is when you already have a successful, well-tested solution, and you want to replicate it. For example, you have something working in one country and want to deploy it in others. We adapt everything to local processes, rules, and constraints, like building similar houses on different plots of land. An upgrade is when the house is generally fine, but you want to be more modern, faster, more comfortable, so you replace the windows, upgrade the systems, make cosmetic improvements without any major reconstruction. The most common mistake is misjudging the current situation. For example, treating a brownfield project as it were greenfield, or ignoring existing integrations and constraints. And as a result, the complexity turns out to be much higher than expected. Budget increase and timelines slip. That's why, before choosing an approach, it's important to honestly answer a few questions. What is the actual current state of the system? What limitations exist? Will business process change? And are there integrations involved? And if there is any doubt, that's exactly the moment not to guess, but to clarify. Because the goal is to make sure that system actually works for the business.